advised that there was a male in the lobby who was walking around with a gun. The 911 call operator was able to hear crying in the background as well as yelling in the background. At 4:50 a.m., the caller then advised to 911, hold on. All right. At 4:50 a.m., the caller then advised the 911 dispatcher that the subject had shot someone. The caller then advised that EMS was needed, and at 4:51 a.m., we had the first two Austin police officers arrive on scene at the Omni. The officers did observe a male suspect. They observed that the suspect was carrying a rifle, and they did observe one victim down on the ground. At 4:54, the officers then advised, at 4:52, the officers advised the male was pointing the gun at them, and at 4:54, the officers advised that they were engaged in gunfire with the suspect. At 4:55 a.m., the officers advised that the suspect was down, and again, we called for EMS for the suspect. We are very early on in this investigation. As you can imagine, it's a very complicated scene in there. We are working through the scene this morning. However, we have very limited information to share with you, but we wanted to let you know what we know so far. We do know that when the officers arrived on scene, they did engage with the suspect. They did engage in gunfire with the suspect. The suspect ran into the hotel. The officers gave chase into the hotel, ultimately encountering the suspect off to the side near the restaurant, where again they engaged in gunfire. One officer fired at the suspect, fatally wounding the suspect. We do have what appears to be one civilian that has also been shot and killed by the suspect, is what we understand at this point. Again, that's what the officers arrived. They saw that individual down on the ground. So we've not yet had opportunity to process the crime scene. That's what's going on behind us right now. The officers are being processed right now and about to be interviewed, as well as the witnesses are about to be interviewed. So again, we have very preliminary information at this point. But what we do understand is that this individual was inside the Omni Hotel with a rifle. He shot and killed one person that is down in the lobby of the Omni Hotel. He then fired multiple shots inside the Omni, both around the hotel and at the officers that responded to the scene. He fled through the hotel. Our officers gave chase and encountered him off to the side, and again, fatally wounded him with the weapon. The officer involved in this case has been with the department for 5 years, and as is standard practice in these incidents, he will be placed on administrative duty while we conduct the investigation. This case will be investigated by the Austin Police Department Internal Affairs Division, also by our Special Investigations Division. The Police Monitor's Office will be involved in overseeing the internal investigation, and again, the District Attorney's Office is out here as well to handle the review as well as the preparation for a grand jury on this case. So I will open it up for a few questions, but again, I will let you know we were in the very early stages. We've not yet interviewed the officers or the witnesses. I don't have a lot more information other than what I've given you, but I will open it up for a couple of questions. I don't know that we'll be able to provide any more information.
Is there any sense that the person who was killed knew the gunman, or does it appear as though this was completely random on the gunman's part?
We don't have any information at this point that leads us to believe this was anything other than random, but again, we are in the early stages.